All right, hello and welcome. Today, we're going to unlock a true superpower in Spanish, object pronouns. Seriously, this is the key to taking your sentences from sounding kind of robotic and clunky to sounding smooth, natural, and just, well, more Spanish. So, you ready to level up your flow? Let's get into it.
So, let's start with a sentence you've probably seen 1,000 times in a textbook. Juan da los libros a María. Juan gives the books to Maria. Now, is it grammatically correct? Yep, 100%. But if you were actually telling a story, saying things like this over and over would get really repetitive, wouldn't it? It's a bit clunky.
So, that begs the question, right? Is there a better, more fluid, more natural way to say this? Oh yeah, there absolutely is. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. Okay, first things first. We have to solve the first piece of this puzzle, which is the direct object. And the main thing to remember here is that it's all about answering one simple question, the what of the sentence.
So what even is a direct object? Well, think of it as the target of the verb. It's the person or the thing that is directly receiving the action. And the secret trick to finding it every single time is to just ask the question what or whom right after the verb.
Let's put this to the test. Check out this sentence. Juan compra el libro. Juan buys the book. So we ask our magic question. ¿Qué compra Juan? What does Juan buy? Boom, el libro, the book. That, my friends, is our direct object. See? It's pretty straightforward.
Now, the whole point of this is to avoid repeating ourselves. So instead of saying the book over and over, we're going to swap it out for a tiny, powerful word, a pronoun. For these direct objects, you really just need to know these four. Lo for masculine singular things, la for feminine singular, los for masculine plural, and las for feminine plural.
So watch this little bit of magic. Our original sentence, Juan compra el libro, gets a nice, sleek upgrade to Juan lo compra. See what we did there? Because el libro is masculine and singular, we just pop lo in its place. He buys it. So much cleaner.
All right, you've totally got the hang of direct objects. But now we get to the really cool part. This is what I like to call the magic rule. It's this incredibly elegant thing Spanish does when two of these little pronouns get a bit too close for comfort.
But before we can see the magic happen, we have to introduce the other main character in our sentence, the indirect object. If the direct object answers what, the indirect object answers to whom or for whom. It's basically the recipient, the final destination for the action.
Let's jump back to our very first sentence. Remember? Juan da los libros a María. Let's ask our new question. ¿A quién da los libros? To whom does he give the books? The answer is obvious, right? A María. So, María is our indirect object.
And just like with direct objects, we have pronouns for these too. And for the third person, it's actually even simpler. You just use le for a single person, to him, to her, or to you formal, and les for more than one person. And here's a nice little bonus. These don't change for gender, which makes our lives a little bit easier. And now, for the magic trick. See, Spanish has this one simple, non-negotiable rule. You can't have two pronouns back-to-back that both start with the letter L. It's just not allowed. So, when an indirect pronoun like le or les bumps up against a direct one like lo or la, something's got to give. A transformation has to happen. I'm serious, you can never ever say something like lo. Go ahead, try saying it out loud. Lo. It just feels weird in your mouth, doesn't it? It sounds clunky. To a native speaker, it's a huge flashing red light that something is wrong. It's a grammatical collision. So how does Spanish fix this problem? Well, it's actually incredibly simple and elegant. To avoid that lay-lo clash, the indirect pronoun le or les just changes. It morphs into say. That's it. That's the whole magic rule. Lay-lo becomes say-lo. Les-las becomes say-las. It fixes the sound every single time.
And just like that, the problem is solved. The clashing sounds are gone, replaced by something that flows perfectly. So instead of a grammatical error, you get digo se lo a Juan. It's just a smooth, completely natural sounding sentence.
Okay, let's put this all together with our original sentence. Here we go step by step. 1. We identify our objects. Los libros is the direct object. A María is the indirect. Got it. 2. We substitute the pronouns. We use los for the books and le for María. But wait, that gives us le los, which we know is forbidden territory. So, on to step 3, transform. The le sees that los coming and poof, it becomes se. And finally, step 4, we put it all in the right order.
What do we get? Juan se los da. Juan gives them to her. Perfect.
Okay, so we know what the pronouns are, and we know the magic C rule. But where do you actually put these things in a sentence? This placement question is the final piece of our puzzle.
Well, the good news is you usually have two correct choices. Option 1, and the most common one, is to put the pronoun right before the main conjugated verb. For example, lo quiero comprar. But if you have a verb in its infinitive form, the to-do form, or a gerund, the ing form, you get another option. You can actually attach the pronoun right onto the end of that verb. So quiero comprarlo is also perfect. Both mean I want to buy it. Same thing with se lo voy a decir or voy a decírselo. Both are correct, it's just a matter of style.
And there you have it. You've just learned a genuine grammatical superpower. This is one of those skills that will instantly make your Spanish sound more advanced, more fluid, and way more natural. So let's do a super fast recap. Your 3-step plan is this. First, identify your objects using what and to whom. Second, transform le or les into se anytime it would crash into another L pronoun. And third, place those pronouns either before the conjugated verb or attach them to the end of an infinitive or gerund. That's the whole playbook.
Think about the journey we just took. We went from that correct but wordy sentence, Juan da los libros a María, all the way down to the sleek, efficient, and totally natural Juan se los da. This is so much more than a grammar trick. It's a fundamental upgrade to how you communicate in Spanish.
And now it is your turn to use this superpower. Let's imagine a real-life situation. Your friend bought you tickets for a concert. How amazing is that? So how do you thank them using these pronouns? How would you say, thanks for buying them for me? This is how you take grammar out of the textbook and put it into an actual conversation. Give it a shot.